now what's grabbing headlines and the newspapers here in France with Flo Villamino. Hi there.
Hi,
And we've got two very familiar faces back in the papers today, Nicolas Sarkozy and Marine Le Pen.
That's right. They both give interviews to major papers here. Now, they're both running for the leadership of their party, so the UMP for Nicolas Sarkozy, the National Front for Marine Le Pen. Both of those leadership elections are taking place this weekend. Another thing they have in common is they're expected to win those elections quite easily.
They are.
Now, Nicolas Sarkozy is on the front page of Le Figaro today, and he is full of love. You can see that quote there on the front page, "I want to reconcile the right with itself." Now, that's a quote from his interview where he actually already sees himself UMP leader. So he's very confident today. He says, "My first challenge will be to bring my political family back together," because the UMP has been rocked by bitter internal fighting ever since he lost his bid for re-election in 2012. So he says he wants to put an end to that. He's all peace and love and reconciliation today in this interview.
Okay, but it was under his presidency that his party lost a lot of votes to the far right, National Front, and not everybody that convinced by him as being a peacemaker.
That's right. Les Echos, the business paper, is very skeptical today and actually accuses Nicolas Sarkozy of reverse psychology. This article says that on the eve of this party leadership election, Sarkozy is pretending to be this unifying character when he's spent his whole campaign, recent months, going on and on about very divisive subjects. For instance, recently he said that if he were elected president again, he would revoke the gay marriage law. And this drew a lot of criticism, including from within his own party. So he's been putting his foot in his mouth for months, according to Les Echos, and now he's calling on people to come together. Les Echos doesn't really buy it.
And plenty of controversial comments from Nicolas Sarkozy throughout his career. Another one on social media just yesterday.
That's right. You can read about it in L'Express. This happened last night at a rally, and he was talking about his former Justice Minister, Rachida Dati. You can see a photo of her here. This is what he said. He said, "I chose Rachida Dati as Justice Minister because I told myself that given that she was born of a Moroccan father and an Algerian mother, she'd be the perfect person to talk about criminal policy." Now,
what is he insinuating?
Well, that's nobody's really quite sure about what he meant, whether that was provocation or just a clumsy sentence. What's sure, though, is he drew a lot of outrage and mockery on social media.
If it's an attempt at a joke, I don't think it's going to go down very well. Let's move back to Marine Le Pen, though, who we mentioned just before. She's on the front page of the business newspaper L'Opinion, talking about her strategy.
That's right. Now, she is very confident today in L'Opinion. She actually already sees herself as president in 2017. There she is on the front page of L'Opinion. She responds to the main criticism aimed at her party, and that's the fact that the National Front has never really been in a real position of power and therefore wouldn't be ready to govern. Now, if we take a look at the quote there on the front page of L'Opinion, she says that the National Front is structured and it is ready to be elected to office. She says, "I have people everywhere in all the ministries," so she says she's definitely ready.
But some harsh words in Les Echos for some of these politicians.
That's right. Now, Marine Le Pen, according to Les Echos, has been, giving the Front National a facelift. It's this shiny new thing, but Les Echos says, don't be fooled. Her program is actually archaic. She wants to close borders, leave the Eurozone. All this will lead to an economic meltdown here in France.
Okay, very interesting for politics watchers here in France. We're going to end with something a bit different, an anniversary being celebrated today.
Absolutely. This is an important anniversary for some people. 40 years ago today, Simone Veil, you can see a photo of her here. She was health minister at the time. There she is standing in front of Parliament on November 26, 1974, arguing in favor of the legalization of abortion here in France. Now, this sparked a ferocious debate. She was personally targeted. L'Humanité comes back on what they call an important event that still needs to be defended today.
Absolutely. Thanks very much, Flo Villamino. Back in a couple of hours' time with a look through the international press for us as well.